What's goody? So listen, dog, a couple of hours ago, news broke that the Philadelphia 76ers are going to be shutting down Joel Embiid for the remainder of the season because of a knee injury. And before I start this video, one thing that I desperately need to say, I have no hate towards Joel Embiid. I have no hate towards Paul George. I have no hate towards the Philadelphia 76ers in any way. I am not a hater of y'all. I am not a hater of the players. I am not a hater of the team or anything like that. But one thing I am is I'm critical of who you are as a basketball player. And I'm critical of who you are as an organization. But boy, when I tell you that the Philadelphia 76ers finally made the right decision. First of all, prayers to Joel Embiid. I hope the best for you. I hope that you heal up and everything perfectly. I hope that everything goes well for you in your rehab, whatever, if you need surgery, whatever it's going to be. I hope that everything goes swimmingly for you. But, no, that's not really a but. Well, I guess, kind of. At the same time, the Philadelphia 76ers made the right move shutting him down. Listen, y'all are on a 9-game losing streak. You currently sit as the 12th seed. You are 20-38. Oh my goodness, that doesn't even sound real how bad y'all are. You are 5 full games behind the 10 seed. You weren't making it. No, that's the Raptors. I'm sorry. You were 2.5 games behind the 10 seed. Could you have passed Brooklyn, who you're a full game behind now? Could you have gotten up to where Chicago is for sure? But at the very maximum, you were getting to the 10 seed because you're you're 6.5 games behind Atlanta in the 9 seed. So you weren't going to catch Atlanta. So at best, you were going to catch the 10 seed. Man, if I'm a Philadelphia 76ers fan, the 10 seed does nothing for me. It doesn't move me at all. And even if this team could have somehow gotten to the 10 seed, it wouldn't have been anything that would have said, oh, we have momentum going into the playoffs. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Wow, this is going to be so great for us. We can still make a run. If we get in, we can be contenders. No, you can't. This season, it was over with, man. Y'all have lost 9 straight games. Paul George literally just had a game where he scored his first 20-point game in literally a month. Like, not even a joke. In literally a month. It was his first 20-point game in literally a month. The last game against the New York Knicks, Paul George had 25 points on 9 of 20 shooting. Pretty good game, 7 assists, 8 boards, not anything crazy. This isn't really a Paul George hate thing. It's more like you just lost to the Knicks. You lost 9 straight games. The 76ers season was over. I was talking to my boss at one of my jobs today about this. Like, I was literally at work. We were talking about the Sixers and how the Embiid has been disappointing. The Sixers have been disappointing and everything like that. And then, literally while I'm at work, or like I had just got off of work, and the news broke about them shutting down Joel Embiid for the remainder of the season. If you're a Philly fan, you should be happy about this. You shouldn't be happy about Joel Embiid being hurt. Obviously, that's something we never want to see, especially if you're not a real fan especially if you are a real fan of the team. You never want to see that, right? So obviously, I'm not wishing that injury on anyone. I hope he heals up soon and everything like that. But man, Paul George has been having a stinker of a season. Jared McCain was carrying y'all until he got hurt. Tyrese Maxey's been good, but he's missed time. Joel Embiid hasn't been good in the time he's played, and he's also missed a lot of time. Even when all 3 of them are healthy, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, and Joel Embiid, y'all have still lost games to the Raptors and to the Nets. Like, it was over. But if you're a Philly fan, the reason you should be happy about this isn't just because you know now that your team can just be ass. You should be happy about this because this is good for y'all's tanking odds. Right now in the NBA, you have the sixth worst record in the NBA. You are only behind Washington with the worst record in the league, Charlotte, who's like second worst, Utah, who's right there with Charlotte, and then New Orleans and Toronto. Those are the only teams with worse records right now as things stand today than the Philadelphia 76ers, meaning the Philadelphia 76ers have the 6th best odds in the lottery. That's great if you're a Philly fan because your pick is top 6 protected. So, if y'all start this tank right now over the last 20, 25 games of the season, 22, 23, 24, 5 games of the season, however many games is left for y'all. If you start this tank now, not only will you more than likely stay at least at the 6th worst team in ball, but you'll probably get worse. You'll probably lose more games. Toronto might win some more games than you. You might be able to get into the top 4 odds for the lottery and everything like that. And that's great because your pick is top 6 protected. Nobody wanted to see the outside of OKC fans, nobody wanted to see the Oklahoma City Thunder get that top 6 pick because they would trade up for number 1. And that's just something that, while I'm not an OKC hater or anything, I just don't want that. I want Cooper Flag to go to a team that's bad. I don't necessarily want him to go to Philly either. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying if you're Philly, you at least get to keep your pick now. Whereas if this pick had gone to OKC, they probably would have traded up to try to get 1. And even if they don't, it just gives them another top pick that they don't even really need. So Philly fans, not only do you need this pick, and dear God, you need to hit on it too. Like you You hit on the Jared McCain pick. It's looking like that's a phenomenal pick. You have good players. You're probably going to keep the core 4 guys or the core 3 guys plus Jared McCain. You're going to keep those guys. You have decent role players. You have decent depth and everything like that. Now you get your top 6 pick. You get to go into next season. You get to pray that everybody's going to be healthy next year. You get to pray that Paul George remembers how to play basketball. And Paul George, I'm going to get to you in a second because you had a comment that pissed me off and pissed a lot of people off. But now y'all have hope for next year. It's the Philadelphia 76ers organization saying, hey, we've given up on this year, but hey, we're fighting all in, doing everything we can for next year, and I'm not mad at that at all because I think they should have gave up on this year once they lost to Toronto and Brooklyn back-to-back games when their core 3 was already healthy. Now, Paul George. I don't remember if it was yesterday. I want to say it was yesterday, but it could have been 2 days ago. He said he said this on his podcast. He was taking a break from podcasting to focus on trying to make a playoff push. Paul George. We are about 58, 60 games into the season. Y'all are 20-38. That means out of the 58 games you've played, you've lost 38 of them. You went a month without scoring 20 points. I watched you score less points than Bronny James, and I'm not even talking about Bronny in the G League. Bronny played against the Utah Jazz, and that same night he had 9 points on efficient shooting, and you had 2 points and hit 1 for 7 from the field or something like that. Maybe after that performance, you should have thought about this. Maybe when Jared McCain went down and you were already getting hurt and Embiid was already getting hurt and Tyrese Maxey had already missed times, maybe that was when you should have been like, okay, Jared McCain had been carrying us. Jared McCain's hurt now. Now it's my turn to do what they're doing. Now it's my turn to do what they paid me to do. Now it's my turn to show the world that I am not the worst contract in basketball. I am not a bottom 2 contract in basketball. It's my time to shine. It's my time to show them, to show the Philly fans why they gave me all that money. Because the whole point, don't forget, the whole reason they brought him in was for when Embiid is hurt, him and Tyrese Maxey to hold the fort down. If Tyrese Maxey's out, him and Embiid to hold the fort down. Hell, the goal was that if even 2 of those guys miss, one of them there should be enough to win a game or 2, especially against a lower tier team in the NBA. None of those things happened. None of them. Literally none of them. Tyrese Maxey has looked like the best player on this team this year, other than when Jared McCain was healthy, and he was obviously the best player on the team. Paul George has looked like not only the worst player on the team, maybe one of the worst contracts in basketball. It's between him and Brad Beal, and Brad Beal hasn't even been playing that bad. It's just that Bradley Beal's making $50 million and has a no trade clause. Paul George has actually been playing ass and is making a bunch of money. So, I'm not a fan of it because it's like too little too late. Now you're trying to get back into the good graces. You're seeing all the hate that you've been getting and everything like that. And it's like now fans are like, you should have been did this. You should have been started to say, oh yeah, maybe I am getting paid hundreds of $1 millions for basketball. Maybe I should focus a little bit more on that and stop focusing on my after basketball career or start my side hustle. And then it shouldn't take that much backlash. It shouldn't take the hate that you've been getting, the criticism that you've been receiving. When you're making that much money, when you have been a superstar in this league, when you came third in MVP voting one time in this league, it shouldn't take all of the scrutiny, the criticism, all that stuff. It shouldn't take all that for you to say, I should focus on basketball more than my podcast. It shouldn't. You should already be doing that. Let me know how y'all feel about this, man. Let me know what y'all think about Philly and about Paul George and everything like that. It's probably going to be the last Philly video I make besides a rebuild for like the rest of the season unless something crazy happens, which honestly feels kind of good to say because I'm so tired of talking about this team and these certain few players, man. Great night of hoops tonight. Boston and Cleveland tips off in 2 hours. Lakers and Clippers play at 10. There's some good games on tonight. Nuggets and Pistons play at like 7 or 8. Memphis and New York play at like 7 or 8. There's a bunch of good games tonight. So go watch some hoops. Let me know how y'all feel about this. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, man, I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching. And please tell me what type of content y'all want to see on the channel more. All right? All right, peace.